What's up, guys? Jason Payne, your host of the Sexy Business Status Podcast. I'm here with a good friend of mine and a mentor, freaking stud, and freakishly tall.
Yeah.
Every time I'm around you, freakishly. Well, I'm 5'9", so I'm freakishly small.
Okay.
And you're freakishly tall. So
Where's the freak come in?
Dude, because like it's not average. Okay. I'm averagely small, and you're averagely tall. Okay. Right? Like
out of tall people, I'm average. Yeah, but
the average guy's like 5'10", 6 foot. I'm 5'9", and you're 6'5", 4".
6'7". I get to say that thing like the kids, yeah.
And that is not cool.
What's that?
That's not cool. The 6'7" thing is not cool.
No, it's not cool at all. But literally, people would ask me my height just to mess with me.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you're playing with me. That's funny. Okay, so
6'6.5", so I don't have to say it.
Yeah. I would just go one down or one up. If you do one, if
6'8",
you do one more,
they start questioning you and they're like
pull
is
out
he really
pull out a tape measure.
Liar, pants on fire. Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so those that are listening, right? You're talking blue collar, male, 25 to 45 years old.
I think their wives are listening also in the background.
If they're there in the shop with them, or in the car while they're driving, 100% they're there.
So know that, but that's okay.
Yeah, but the best part is they'll actually share it with their spouses because they're like, hey, I learned this on this podcast of how to be a better dad, how to be a better spouse, how to be a better man of God. So we're gonna tap into that. So I always tap into those, non-negotiable always, and then we're gonna get into some psychology words via sales.
I love it. Psycho and freak today. Those are the
psycho and freak, right?
Freak psycho.
Yeah,
but not like that crazy person that we don't date anymore.
Yeah, well, I get called a freak all the time, and I'm like, thank you. Like, if I'm not being called a freak, I'm doing something wrong.
I think that's a compliment. The more of an entrepreneur you are, like, if you're called normal, which is what society wants you to be these days, you're doing something incorrect.
Yeah.
So you should, on a regular basis, have a few people not go out of your way to do it, but you should, on a regular basis, have people saying like, just your actions are weird. I mean, if you want weird results, because 7-8 figures is weird,
right?
It's weird. 9 figures is weird.
Yeah. 71 employees is weird.
Weird. Good for you, man. 71?
71.
Dude, 81's coming up.
We're pushing, man. We're pushing. Yeah, it's another 3 or 4 in the next 90 days. So, okay. So what I want to start with first is you're married?
Yep.
Deborah?
Yep.
How long?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
2 girls?
2 girls.
Freaking awesome girls?
Yeah, freaking awesome. One's right there.
19? 19, 20?
She's 25. She's 25 years old. You've known me a long time. 25 years old.
When I met you,
she's going to like that, though. You like staying 19? Is that good? Like staying 19? It should be 19 when she's 29. Yeah, just turned 25 a couple days ago.
25.
Yeah.
And then you got a teenager.
You got a teenager, 14. Teenagers
the skating freak.
Yeah, skating freak.
Well, skating freak, that's a compliment.
Yeah,
like, dude, if she was an average skater, like, oh yeah, she's I would, first of all, I'd never say it to your face.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, your daughter, yeah, she's the average skater.
She'd punch you.
She would. She absolutely would. Yeah. And that's awesome. So as you've been an entrepreneur for how many years?
23 years old. So I'm 48 right now. So 25, officially my whole life. I've had a job for 6 minutes of a life. I worked at a pizzeria and did a couple things. So officially this company is 25 years I've been doing this, but I've been an entrepreneur since my first entrepreneurial endeavor was 17 years old. So I would say 31 years.
You're talking 3 decades.
3 decades, man.
3 decades.
3 decades. All kinds of.
And half of that with kiddos.
Yeah, at least,
right.
yeah. That's crazy. I've known you a long time.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Kids have been around a while. Yeah,
it's good stuff.
That's
and
nuts.
So the reason why I say that is because there's guys that I coach and help and mentor and whatnot that are young, they're single, no spouse, no kiddos.
And we go, that's so easy for them. What are they waiting for?
And we say that, and I love it. Alex Mosey says this, must be nice. He's like, yeah, it is. But like, no kiddos. So like our buddy, Tommy Mello, no kiddos. Yeah. Hermosi, no kiddos. Yeah. Like you go through the list, right? It's just different. Very but like the grind and the hustle like should be so psycho at that point. But then your priorities change to getting married and to creating a family. Yep. And if that's your jam, it's not your jam, totally cool. No shame, no harm, no foul. But like, I feel like most people like get married and have anywhere from 1 to 5 kids. And that's kind of the thing.
How many you got? 6?
You saw my little one.
Yeah.
That's
gorgeous.
caboose. Like, and
we're done?
We're done.
All right.
Yeah. Physically, surgically, we're done.
Okay.
We are out of there. Not happening. Cool. So yeah, 6 kiddos.
A lot of babysitting money about to go around.
She was my babysitter first, Amy, that you met.
Yeah.
She was my babysitter first. And I was like, you're doing so much babysitting. I was like, why don't you just become my assistant? So when I need you for assistant stuff, come do this. And then when I need you to watch my kiddos, it's not like weird, right? Because I have a trust level there. What is your biggest thing going from, being single to married to having kiddos and still entrepreneur through the entire thing? what is the number one thing that you've ran into that has helped you stay successful and not lose focus on being a dad, being a man of God, and being a husband?
It's interesting.
It's a loaded question, obviously.
It's a lot of questions, a lot of answers. So I remember getting a puppy. Okay. And I remember, I'm just going to start there. So a lot of you single folks out there, like, oh, you don't get it, man. I have responsibilities. You can put the puppy in the bathroom, close the door, go out to the movies, go out that night to dinner.
Go to work.
We'll go to work. Maybe you come home. I don't know. Does that make sense? Maybe come home a little later that night, right? And you would think that that's a big responsibility you have. It's different with a kid. They're watching, they're noticing you, they're seeing things, and you want to be with them, which is incredible. So like you've got two drives. So it's like when you start off in business, it's like your obsession, but then you also have this other love also of something you want to do. You have your significant other, your spouse, and then you have your kids. So I believe it gives a big motivation. I remember hearing, this is a shout out to Tony Robbins from something I listened to, I think when I was 18 years old. He goes, when he went and bought that house, he immediately found out he was pregnant and with Jarek. And he goes, I instantly had a motivation because I didn't want to bring this kid into the world to lose. So, and I wanted him to have a different life than I had. And I thought about like, oh, that'll be interesting. That's one of the big driving forces in my life. I want my kids to be able to do well, and I don't want them to ever be without. So it forced me to have to grow bigger and faster. So when you get married and then you have kids, if you use that as an opportunity to realize that if you bring somebody into the world, you're responsible for helping them become better. You have to be an example and be able to provide. So we're not just providing for ourselves. So instantly takes you out of the selfish behavior. Yeah. You still got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But where it gets confusing sometimes is, how do you want to set it up for yourself? Like how do you want it to be? So there's a lot of different ways. I mean, I would say in the
like, what do you want it to look like?
What do you want it to look like? I mean, I could straight up ask Tara, like, I don't think and she's sitting here, I feel like with Jamie on Joe Rogan, out of your entire life, how many singing, dancing, cheer things, and I know I missed like maybe one or two, did we ever let life get in the way of? Like how many? Zero. I think one time I had my event and then Deborah left the event, flew to California and had her at a college cheer. Like I literally made it like, I'm going to do all these things, but I'm not going to miss your events, parent teacher conference, things that we are going to be there for all that stuff. So we set up a different set of rules for ourselves and we didn't miss anything. And you can run a 7, 8 figure, 9 figure business and be able to be an incredible family person. It is possible, but you are going to have to be better at running your own life.
And that comes down to organization and prioritization. Yeah.
Organization. I really believe it comes down to how you align your rules for your life, like what actually matters and what doesn't matter, and not just being like a selfish little baby. I mean, we're like, it's so easy in society today to be like, oh, somebody owes me something. We're not owed anything by anybody, and we're coming here naked with nothing, and we leave here pretty much with nothing. You might have clothes on when you leave. I don't know how people leave, but you know what I'm saying. But we come here with nothing, and we have to decide what does it actually mean to be successful. And I believe most people have a convoluted view of success. They saw something online. They saw Gary Vee do something. They saw Hermosi do something. They saw our friend Tommy buying houses and boats. I've known Tommy since Tommy was like, not Tommy. I mean, I've known him since, we're the same height, I think, but I've literally known that dude since he was at one of my events like 2016 or 15. Like I've known him. That was not the same company that he has right now. And why I'm bringing this up is mine, or at least my hallucination of this is that we've got to set up a set of rules of like what things mean. And you've got to realize that is you're going to build a life to go get what you want, or you're going to build a life to help other people get what they want. And if you do have other people that you are going to provide for, that's either going to mean one of two things. It's going to be slow you down, or it's going to be like, I'm actually going to be forced to make more and be bigger so I can help and serve other people, which is, you brought God into the mix, our purpose of being here. Is how much greatness can we bring to this world? So if you're going to have these kids in this family, let's offer them a great life.
Yeah. You know, Nikki T, one of his favorite things is like,
he's got great hair.
Oh yeah. And beard too. Yeah. Just money. Yeah. Redhead too. Yeah. Talks about leaving, like making an impact.
Yep.
Like, what do you want? Like, do you want the boats or the Lambos or the whatever? He's like, dude, I just want to make an impact.
And it may be motivating someone with boats. If that's your thing, I don't want to tear that away from somebody.
Sure.
That's not mine. I've never been a car person, probably because I don't fit in them. Like all those sports.
Yeah. I wreck them. I have 37-inch tires on my truck on purpose. You put me in a Lambo, like I will, three out of four fenders will be gone by the time I get from my house to your house.
What the hell would I do with a Lambo? Would I even fit in that? That looks so stupid.
I don't know. Yeah, that would be.
What would you do? Like it was stupid, right? So I like immediately crossed it off my list. No Lambo.
Yeah.
Just don't fit in it. I like self-drive car. I got my Escalade, self-drives me here. Sure. I've had 13 of them in a row.
It scoots back a foot and a half.
Scoots back a foot and a half so I can drive like this and make it work. So I believe I answered your question. And if anyone's struggling with that out there, your rules of success, and I can discuss this a little bit. Most people have a set of rules of success that actually lead to failure. And they've set up a life where if these 5 or 6 things happen, then I'll be successful. And it's no different than hitting the Powerball. Like if I get numbers 1 through 5 plus the bonus, I'll be happy. They made it so they don't get any benefit for the first 2 numbers they hit. And they're not happy to get anything. So most people are winning and they just don't realize it. So they're just choosing to lose.
How do you not let yourself go being an entrepreneur and a dad and a husband? That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
You hear those 3 things, right?
Yep.
How do in the blue collar space? Stereotypically, you look at them. I was talking to my buddy yesterday.
You guys get up early.
We get up early.
What time do you get up?
Well, I'm up at 5.
Okay.
I'm at the gym and but it wasn't like that.
But at the job, what time were you up on the job site time?
Before I was able to delegate
Yep.
and not have to do I was 4:30 every day.
So
4:30, there's no gym. Yep. You're stopping at Quick Trip to get the taquitos and those tornado thingies or whatever, and the monsters and the blah, 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 blah. Yep. And then you're going to the Burger Kings and then and then you pass out.
All those healthy habits.
All
those healthy habits.
2 or 3 Polar Pops, all those things.
Polar Pop.
Yeah. Like it's just, and they let themselves, and they blink and they put on 30, 40, 50 pounds. Like if you go to a traditional blue collar event, roofers, plumbers, HVAC guys, apart from like the traditional world, 90% of them are overweight. And I mean like significant, not like 10, 20 pounds. You're like 50 plus.
Wow.
I call it beach whales. So when we go on a trip for roofing, when you buy a certain amount of product, they send you to kiss your butt and you and your spouse go to Cabo, Costa Rica, wherever. And we go there and I literally you've been to a Seal Beach in California?
I see where you're going.
You start going. You see the picture I'm drawing here? Yeah. Literally, it's what it is.
Walrus, seal.
Yeah, and they're just like laying there like this, and I mean they're just like.
They're not happy about that, are they?
Well, they just don't care because they're getting laid, they're making money, and they haven't had a life altering, changing event yet. Yeah. That's the reason why I'd be like, hey, why don't people get because I've lost since.
You look great, man.
Thank you. A year ago, since the last podcast, I've lost 40 pounds. I was 210. I'm 170.
Good for you.
And I was 28% body fat. I'm 9.6.
Wow. 0.6?
0.6.
That's incredible.
9.6.
Yeah. I thought you said 0.6. That would be
like you can only see skeleton and muscle. How do you make sure? Cause you play hockey for fun. That's you say.
Played last night. I get home at 1 a.m. The hardest part about hockey at night, you don't want to sleep afterwards. So like you come home, you're jacked up, and it's like all the testosterone. You're with the guys. Yeah. You come home,
adrenaline's still cranking.
You're just like fired up from the game. You get home at like 1 a.m. You're tired, but your brain is alert because you don't want to get hit. You're looking for something. You're in the bright arena, and I'm coming home, and I'm like, I need to sleep. So it takes me about 90 minutes to wind down. So
really,
but 2 o'clock in the morning, I
Saturday morning is normally your jam.
So I play Saturday morning. I play Wednesday night. I have a tournament this weekend with playing 3 games in 2 days. Yeah,
there you go. So how important is it, whether in your 20s, 30s, 40s, to make sure that you don't let yourself go and use your spouse, your kids, or your business as an excuse?
They're great excuses.
They're great excuses.
They're great.
They're so justifiable.
It's so like, but you don't get it, man. I gotta be at the soccer arena all weekend. Like when Tara played soccer, we'd be over here like at one of these places all day. You know what I'm saying? All day, all night. When they moved when she moved from dance to cheer, it was nice because it was like little 3-minute sections. You'd be there all day, but it's 3 minutes. Watch a couple teams and get out, but soccer all day. You can blame the arena, you can blame the stuff. So it's nice. Your family's either going to be your excuse of why it didn't work or excuse why it did work. Oof. And it's both an excuse. And I don't think I've ever said that before, but the word could be used both ways. Excuse of like, this is my excuse of why I've had to succeed, or this is my excuse why I screwed up my life. And
because we think excuse has a negative.
Yeah, it's not a negative.
Like, that first word, it's a negative approach.
There are no negatives. That's the funniest thing. There is no negative. Like we think things are negative. They're actually not. Like this is nuts. So you want to talk biblical for a minute. I'm not recommending this. So can I give a warning right now?
Sure.
But this guy goes, not recommending this. But this guy goes, hey, you want to see how good your faith is? Go read the other book from the other thing. Go read your Titanic Bible and you realize how much you really believe. And what's interesting is if you look at it, that's a positive book. And when the reason is to say, I don't believe this, I don't believe this, will make you believe. Most people are scared. Jim Rohn taught me this, scared of the darkness.
Jim Rohn.
Jim Rohn, my mentor. Jim literally said, most people are scared of the darkness. Take your kids to a bad neighborhood and they will realize they don't want to live there. If they wind up liking the place, buy them a place in the ghetto. Be willing to see the dark so you can see the light. If you realize, I mean, there's a lot of negative things in the Bible. There's a lot of stories that are negative. They make us better. The Job story is not an exciting story, is it?
No.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Is there anything positive in that except for the ending?
No.
Have faith. You lose your wife, you lose your family, you lose your kids, your health, everything. But because you have faith,
biblical. Hey, you got to sacrifice your own son. What part of that sounds like a good idea?
But that's how we all got here.
Yeah.
But are you willing to go to that extreme? So I don't know what made me do that. No, I'm not recommending anybody. I have never read that in the book, but I've heard it as a metaphor. So be willing to go look at what you don't want. And sometimes that's some of the most motivating thing because 95% of us psychologically are not negative, but we're not thinking overly optimistic. We've got new shirts coming out that says obsessively optimistic because I love that word. I'm uncomfortably optimistic.
I get called painfully optimistic. My wife calls me painfully optimistic.
I'm going to get you some shirts. I mean, habitually.
And Payne, like Payne. Payne, my last name.
Dude.
Payne, fully optimistic. I'll get you a shirt. I'll have you sign it.
Dude, what's crazy about it with the optimism is people will look at you like you're insane.
Sure.
But we're in a world that knows the psychology. The psychology is we gravitate psychologically not to negative, to things potentially not work, to protection. So it's not negative, it's protection. So instead of even looking like positive and negative, I've always been trained by it's either empowers you or it disempowers you.
Okay.
But it's all empowering. It's like, actually, I think it's even all empowering. It's either empowering you to get what you want or empowering you to get what you don't want. So I don't really buy into the whole negative positive. It's easy to explain to kids. No different than the Easter Bunny and no different than Santa Claus. It's very easy to explain to kids. I sat next to a pastor on a plane once and I go, what's with all like the stories and everything? He's like, some of that stuff just makes it easier for people to get it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if we just said there's a guy named Bill and this person named Jim, but we build up a little drama and a little stuff, it makes the story a little better. Not that it didn't happen, but he says we tell it that way and we make sure to emphasize that. So, because we got to get through the natural protections people have of not believing it's possible while I'm here on earth, because a lot of people are waiting till next time. And last time I checked, we don't get a next time here.
Right.
We get it forever, but we don't get a next time.
Yeah, you one chance, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
Eminem right now.
Right now. Well, so I hate the Lakers. Hate the Lakers.
It's a big word.
Yeah. And I don't hate a lot of things.
What's up with the Lakers?
Dude, just and the Dodgers. The ignorance.
Have the Lakers ever had any good players?
Lakers?
Have the Lakers ever had a good player that played really well?
Kobe?
I saw Kobe out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you hate the Lakers or you like your team better? Because you like Kobe.
I love Kobe.
So you like something about the Lakers.
I love Kobe.
So do we hate? Or
I love Kobe the individual.
Do we hate or
on any jersey? I love Kobe.
Hate or things we don't like, or you don't enjoy them. I'm just challenging you right now.
Well, and there's a part of it. It's also so I grew up in the '90s with the Suns and the Lakers, right?
Yep,
so.
Yep. I remember
the freaking
the Spurs, man. We hated the Spurs. I used to go to San Antonio. I was sitting there in the box. One of my clients was one of the top one of the largest interest rate ones in the country. And the only Suns fan in the whole freaking. I'm talking like what 2004, 5. Yeah. Like I'm there,
high school,
and I'm like, remember those days?
Oh yeah,
yeah. And that was stuff, dude, in the Spurs territory, and it was crazy. And I was willing to be
Duncan, man.
Anyways, but go ahead. I cut you off.
But the point being is, so the reason I brought up Kobe is gone way too soon.
Yeah,
way too soon. And we don't know. So that's like, Jason, when you go all out, I'm like, dude, it's like, what if this is my last Saturday? Yep. What if this is my last hockey game?
Yep.
What if this is the last house that I'm going to build? Yep. What if this is the last roof I'm going to do? The last podcast?
Yep.
Because Kobe had his last podcast, his last kiss to his wife or his daughters, or right. There was that last whatever, and you don't know what it is. So my thing, because people live in fear because of that mindset.
Yep.
I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, dude, I go 100 miles an hour all out because not if, but when I meet my creator, he'd be like, dude, you only went 65 on the freeway and you should have been going 100. Like, you kind of, screwed the pooch. And there was these, even if it's one, because we talk about like, the millions of views and millions of followers and millions of like, what if there's this one person that you were supposed to meet to make an impact in their life, to change their legacy? No, you're changing generations. Because you help that one person go from a scarcity mindset, working 9 to 5, making $60,000 a year, to becoming an entrepreneur and making $1 million a year, or $5 million, or selling for $25 million when he grew up in a freaking trailer park. And that one, you were supposed to meet that one person, but because you didn't go all out, because you didn't go 100 miles an hour, you were not yet introduced. You didn't putting yourself in the position to meet that person to change their life. And that's not the only reason I put you on earth, but that was like, you were supposed to find that guy. Now I got to go find somebody else to go help that guy.
I think it's a lot of pressure people put on themselves, because I've learned that there's like two camps of people. I know you're a goal-oriented guy like I am. That's why the little things along the way don't get you very excited. Am I correct?
No.
Like okay. So there's two types of people. You got your goal-oriented people that like just keep going, and the people that are task people. And they want to get, and this is why a lot of times like people want to be told good job, because they're more tasked. They just want to, and then you tell them the next thing, and that's good. I'm like extreme goal. Like you have to be that way to stay in the game.
I don't need attaboys. I don't care.
You and I don't, but some people do.
Totally.
This is a big aha that I've noticed is I believe the biggest reason people play smaller than they need to is they don't understand the impact that they're already making. So I have a firm belief that every single one of us has to accept the power of our own influence, of how influential we are as people. Is even the biggest introvert in the world, your baby out there that's never spoken a word yet, is already influencing other people to smile, to have babies. That baby's going to produce more babies. You're going to bring that baby to your congregation this next weekend, and another baby's going to pop out because someone's going to be like, I want to have a baby. Yeah. So we all are influencing. We're either influencing people to smoke, to drink, to overeat. Those people you talked about, the overweight people, they're motivating people even to lose weight. Like I get out of my car. I like to run. I did for a long period of time around. I want to get back into running again. And I absolutely love running. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Really?
And you wouldn't think so being my size, but
you're those legs, man. It's like, well, you're like, you only have to run like 4 steps for a mile. I'm like 4,000 steps.
A lot of enjoyment running. So I go into my house and I noticed this girl one time running by, and I realized I'm a lot like her, even I'm a guy. She ran by, and I realized that girl is influencing people to go, look at that moron. Because I remember when I used to drink back in the day, I'd come home and like, dude, look at that idiot, man. I'm out partying. I smell like a freaking gin mill. Back when I used to drink and live a life that was different. Not wrong, different. Sure. It's a different place. And then I come home and I think, man, look at that stupid person. I also go, man, I should be doing that. I could use that lady to beat myself up. Man, I should be doing that, man. Or, dude, I'm going to get my running shoes on. So as we live, we've got to accept people are watching. At least one person's watching.
Right.
But I don't want to say forget about that. That's important. But dude, if we live in a city or you live in a town, somebody's watching. It's no different than showing up at church. I married the preacher's kid. My wife said, sometimes it's not about you coming this week. Someone else needed to see you there, and you'll never know it. But you're influencing them to potentially go home, be nice to their husband or their wife, or they see you holding hands with your wife. Don't do it as a show. Do it as a different way to live. So I believe most people don't live the life they want because they haven't accepted how influential they already are. So if I could get one thing out of this podcast today, I asked you what your biggest win would be. My biggest win for everybody watching this would be take a deep breath and realize you're already influential. You are influential. There are people watching you. You're influencing them. You have so much power. Accept it. And then let's learn how to use it.
And it doesn't matter the followers, the views, the likes, the whatever.
I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you being alive influences somebody. Because there are things, my sister and I are not super close, but I guarantee in her life there's decisions she will make in a year based on what I might think, and vice versa. Even if I don't care at all, I'm just saying like we are always influencing people. So there's the likes and the shares. It'll help you a little bit, but I'm just talking in general. The fact that you validate, like the world needs drunks, the world needs good husbands, the world also needs bad husbands. God needs bad husbands to remind the good husbands how to be. We need those actors in the play. Yeah. If the Bible was a whole positive book, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. You need a Toyota Prius to know what a piece of crap car is versus a Escalade or whatever.
Yeah. I need a roof that's busted to show you what a good roof looks like.
And to appreciate a good roof.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, and a lot of people look at it as a bad thing. Oh, I'm going to say it's a metaphor. But I don't know how we got on that, but I guaranteed somebody caught something there.
No, and to complement what you just added regarding the social media piece is I've been told multiple times. So I have a rap and chat tomorrow. Okay. Do you know what a rap and chat is?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so a rap and chat. You've heard of
rap a car?
Cars and you've heard of Cars and Coffee?
Yes.
Right?
You gonna wrap a car?
So all of us blue collar dudes, what do? Yeah. We wrap our vehicles. Yeah. Right. But like it's not a Lambo or a Bugatti or a old sports car or whatever.
Truck.
But it's $100,000 truck that's wrapped. Like, bro, it's a thing, right? Yep. And so I got pissed. I'm like, dude, how come all these guys are doing these cars and coffees every single weekend, and Scottsdale and Mesa and Gilbert, like every weekend they're doing something to show off their cars. And I'm like, what about selfishly, what about the blue collar guys? What are the blue collar guys doing? So pulled it out of my butt. I was like, hey, I'm calling a rap and chat. We're going to go chat with our wrap trucks. This is my third one. Last one we had 225 wrap trucks.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this next one's literally tomorrow. And we're going to have probably 300 people there, literally down the street at one of my buddy's places. But the point of it being is the last rap and chat, there's a guy that came up, big dude, comes up and he said, what? And I'm holding the mic and he comes up and I'm like, what's up, man? I'm like in the middle of like talking to, and he's like, I just want to tell you thank you. I'm like, what? He's like, I've lost 100 pounds because of you. I don't know who he is. I don't follow him on social media. I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Like, give me $1 million. No idea who the cat is. Yep. But he's like, I watch your stuff. And you'll be amazed how many, like you said, the influence that you have, whether digitally or in person, of people that are watching. They're not commenting. They're not sharing. They're not liking. Watching. But they're watching and they're being impacted, good or bad, based off of what you're doing with yourself, with your spouse, with your kids, in the community, right? And like that hit me hard because I'm like, because a lot of people get defeated, like, oh, I have so many posts or so many comments or likes or views or whatever. I'm like, dude, it's like that's not the point, because all it takes is one person to see it to change their life, and you might not even ever know.
They might never even tell you.
How many people's lives did Kobe Bryant touch that he didn't know?
Maya
millions.
Maya listens to him before skating. She follows Kobe. Kobe's one of her heroes. What's interesting about that is like he had no idea that a little 9-year-old girl at the time, she's 14 now.
Yeah,
it would be listening to him talk about success and Mambo mentality to go figure skating. I mean, that's her guy.
Basketball to figure skating. Who'd have thought?
That's her guy.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's interesting you bring this up about the social media thing. Do you know Chase Hughes? Mm-mm. PsyOps guy. He was on Rogan. We become friends. And he said, it was funny because we were at Cole's event and he took 3 pages of notes on me. I took 3 pages of notes on him. I got a compliment. He took notes on me. The guy that worked for the CIA took notes on my psychology. I thought it was fascinating. So that was my ego boost for the day.
Sure.
But he said these like really interesting 3 things. He said, if you want to control society, it's very easy to control an individual. How much they need to be liked is how fast you can control them. How much they want to be on the team is how you can control them. And number 3 is how confident they are as a person. So if you lack confidence, you need people to like you and you have to feel included, you will always be able to be manipulated.
Yes.
If you don't need to be liked, which is where we all need to get to, that does not mean you need to be a jerk. I am 100% advocate against this. When I watched, I'm gonna just blast right now because I get bothered by this.
Go for it.
This whole attack everybody and go out Jordan Peterson level. I like Jordan Peterson. I
Sure.
like his work, but you're all wrong. Screw you. Everyone's wrong. Create a divide is not making this world a better place.
Sure.
I'm a hockey guy, so I watched the U.S. win the gold medal, which was
so
amazing.
good.
Dude, I couldn't
texted
sleep
you
that night. You should have. I was up all night, didn't sleep. I cried like a baby because that was my dream.
Yeah.
Like I cried like after that thing. But when Jack Hughes got up there, probably the most media trained or best speaker I've ever seen. He is the kindest, most loving guy I've ever seen in my life. He didn't talk about himself. He scored the game-winning goal. He shouted out for his team. He said he loved his country. His girlfriend's gorgeous. He's dating
missing tooth.
He's got missing a tooth, doing all stuff. And what I realized is there anything wrong with being so overly kind, not weak, and likable? Like what's wrong with being, I don't care if you wind up liking me, but why not become radically likable? And if they don't like you, screw them. Who cares? Versus I'm going to go out of my way to create a divide to create social media following. And I'm just telling you, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So learning how that's not what we're being brought here in this world to do, to create a divide. I don't remember ever reading anything in the Bible going, put a foot in the stand, but don't tell people they're wrong. I don't remember anyone being told they're wrong. And the reason I'm bringing that up is a lot of people think that is like, you're like, oh, my company's better than your company. Dude, you don't need to talk bad about that other company.
Right.
That doesn't serve anybody. So I'm just throwing that out there. I think a lot of people are trying to do the thing online where I'm going to create a divide because that is one way to do things. But that's not the best way because then you live a life you have to fight your entire life.
And you give energy towards that thing, that person, that business.
You're feeding them.
Yeah.
Just thinking about them. You think about an old girlfriend, you think about something, you're sending them love. Like in the universe, you're sending them something. That client you didn't get, like you don't get the deal. You think about it all night. You bother your wife with it. You're using all your influence and all your power to send love. That guy that didn't buy from you, that you're bothered by, he feels good because you're thinking about him.
Yeah.
Like you're giving your power instead of giving that power to your kids, your family, or someone else. So I don't know what got me deep into that thought, but if you would accept, if people would just accept how powerful they are, this world would be just an incredible place. Insecurity would go away if people would just accept how great they are.
What would be your biggest advice for someone that struggles with self-confidence? Because I remember, I think it was Gary Vee. Somebody asked, there was a lady that had a daughter, and he asked Gary Vee, he was like, hey, I have a high school daughter, right? Struggling, all the peer pressure, all the crap going on. It's like, what advice would you give my teenage daughter? I said, become comfortable in your own skin.
Yep.
Like be so self-confident that no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at her, that she can overcome adversity and stay on top and know and trust herself. Not if, but when X happens to her, right? Like self-confidence, because that's like when people don't have self-confidence, then they will lean towards one agenda or another, political or not, by the way, right? They'll a certain group of friends, right? And that's how you get into the drug game. Like Grant Cardone getting addicted to drugs, right? Like his story, like he did that because his dad passed away, and so he does that route. And like, how important is it to work on and establish and develop self-confidence at a young age? And even if you're at 55 or 40, you can't go back. You can start now. Like, what advice would you give now?
Well, self-confidence is similar to saying, like, I want to have a podcast or I want to run a roofing company. It is like a large concept where it's hard for people because it's confusing. So if I were to break confidence down to actionable things that people could actually do, confidence comes down to knowing yourself and being able to make a decision on your own that you're willing to change. So one of my coaches works with me. I got a mentor that works with me and my breathing. And he's like, if you take a look at like the mob movies, they create safe spaces for people. They might kill them afterwards, but they create this safe environment. We're like, oh yeah, come over here real quick, jump in the car. And then does that make you safe? Learning how to not be bothered has a lot to do with learning how to not raise your breathing and not raise. So like something freaks out, someone bullies you at school, gives you a hard time. Learning how to stay cool during that is what confidence is. Confidence is I am confident that I can control my situation. As silly as that sounds, I've been practicing this for a while. Learning not how to get alarmed, 9 o'clock, 5. It's your first baby versus your sixth. My baby was crying a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
9 years ago, you would probably have ran out there. Does that make sense?
Give me 1 second, pause.
Yes. So learning how to keep your cool is really powerful. So I would say learning your breath. Most people breathe about 20 to 30 breaths a minute, getting down to 5 or 6. You can be in control of something that we've been doing since we were kids, since we were born, that most people don't know how to control. Number 2 is learning how to decide. Most people are not comfortable with their decision.
That's probably my favorite one.
And the reason I say that is the breathing thing, everyone wants to skip that one, but I will tell you, every high functioning human being I know, every high athlete, Kobe's a master of his breath, guaranteed. Number 2 is the decision that we need to learn that like we're okay to make the decision we need to make, and we need to learn consequences. Most kids that lack confidence, they were led incorrectly. So I'm working on this myself. There's 3 things I go off of. These are A, and A. Number 1 is you need to know the assignment. So the assignment to go to school today is not to be liked.
3 A's.
3 A. Number 1 is know the assignment.
Okay.
Number 2 is accountability. How do we know? How do you know that like it's done, or when's it done by? Number 3 is authority. You have the authority to do it. So a parent says, listen, you got the ability to go to school today. You can make your own decisions, how you choose to handle this. If you want to come talk to us afterwards, I'll talk to you about it. The assignment is to go to school and make a couple decisions. If you don't like them, you have the authority to change them, and that's the assignment. So if you think of leadership in a company, you've got to give the guy the authority. Get on the job site, set up the job site. You have authority to go do it. Here's the assignment, and here's the accountability. I need this to happen by 1 o'clock, and you're in charge of gym. If that doesn't happen, we'll deal with that later. Well, most people are not raising their kids. They're just assuming they're just going to figure it out. So I look at it as a leadership issue as parents. So I would say your ability to decide is one of the biggest things. We need to give kids the ability to, okay, great. So you made that decision. It led to that. Totally get it. what other decisions could we make? So the bullying thing's an interesting one, if that's what we're talking about. But I don't know if that answers your question, yet that is what I would recommend.
Yeah.
I would really define what confidence is. The breath thing sounds really strange and weird. It sounds all esoteric thing.
Sure.
Dude, Mike Tyson. I studied Mike Tyson. There's a really great book out there called Autosuggestion. Everybody should get.
Autosuggestion?
Autosuggestion. Custom Auto was a master hypnotist. I do that work also. I do deep psychotherapy work with people. And he would put Mike in trance. He would literally give him altered states, got him to believe in himself. So one of the biggest things Cuss did is he taught him how to control the right breathing at the right time to alter his state. Because all confidence is a state. You're doing something you're not comfortable with at that moment. Learning how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable is the power.
Oh, so good. I struggle.
I got you out of the hate word.
You got me out. I struggle with people that take a long time to make decisions.
Okay. So here's what I've trained people to do. And this is big for companies. A lot of these guys run companies, right? Or
yes, sir.
In a company.
Yeah.
I don't let anybody come to me with a problem. And this is our new terminology we use in the company. Here's something I'm excited about solving. And I tell people, give me at least 3 possibilities, and then you tell me which one we think we should pick. So if someone has, I don't know what I want to eat. Let's say you're going back and forth with your wife. What do you want to eat? First off, guys here watching.
Don't ever do that.
Just pick what you want and let them not like it later. And if not, they'll open up their mouth. But your job as a man is to pick. And they want us to pick because with how busy their lives are and how powerful they are as people and handling what they're handling, whether they're helping you in your company or they're running the family or giving birth or dude, freaking pick dinner. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And pick what they might like, but don't ask.
Yeah.
Because if you ask, you lack confidence. So you say you struggle with that. Give me a scenario. Like, give me someone who's having trouble. Because I want to tell you.
That is a very primary, basic scenario. We say, hey, babe, what do you, and I know.
Stop asking.
Yes. I know people are like, hey, where do you want to go for dinner? I'm like, first of all, you're asking Friday at 5:00 when dinner's at 6 or 7. So first of all, there's no chance you can get a reservation, number one.
And you didn't plan.
You were being reactive.
Yep.
Right. So now but you'll spend all this time, Heidi and I have talked about this, like you will go through extreme amounts to make sure everything is detailed and organized and set up and ready to go. This podcast, hey, we have the cameras, we have the lights, we have the thing on the Jumbotron, everything's there. But then like date night, it's like, oh, by the way, where do you want to go? It's like, you didn't put any thought or effort into it.
You don't care.
Right. You don't care.
You don't care. Which
you didn't make it a priority.
That doesn't make your night good.
No.
So when you first met Heidi, did you plan dates?
I knew
you were young.
I knew I wanted to spend time with her.
Yes, but did you
plan?
That's
all that mattered.
Okay, got it. So typically,
but not like, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing.
We would plan, like, I thought of a restaurant we might want to go to. I think I want to, remember those days?
Oh yeah.
They want those days back.
Yes.
And we got to bring this. If we want to be great.
Oh, I'm an assassin at that now.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh, and to add on to that, having babies, I get a babysitter.
Yep.
I get dinner taken care of.
100%.
I have a babysitter come over an hour before we need to leave.
So she can get ready.
Yeah.
And you need to also get ready because if you wait for the last 5 minutes, you stress them out.
Yes.
So you actually need to go get ready and have a bigger house. You can have an extra bathroom and leave them alone.
Bingo.
Let them take all the time they need and don't ask them if they're ready.
And all
Don't
my kids
ask how
go
long
like,
they
hey,
need.
my kids like either go play outside, go swim, go to a friend's house, go to whatever.
Yep.
Dinner shows up.
Yep.
Babysitter shows up, and we have an hour to get ready before we leave. Dude, it has been
That's the game changer of the whole podcast.
Right. So
have you covered that one a lot?
Because what happens is when people, my Heidi, one or two favorite things is she wants to feel seen and she wants to feel heard.
Yep.
And she's like, if you put that amount of energy and time and love into date night as you do other things at work, it shows that you love
She's
me.
special.
Yes.
Because why would you want to be with someone if you don't feel they're special?
Yeah.
And we all fall into the trap because we get busy and we think they should just be with us. You got to remember, guys, we're not that great and they can do better. And we need to do better. That doesn't mean they should leave. I'm just saying, stop thinking you're so great and they're going to put up with your crap forever.
Dude, they won't.
They won't.
A good one won't.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with one that would.
Yeah. And a good one will call you out on your shit.
That's
like mine.
My wife. Yeah.
Mine's like, dude,
your wife and my wife could take down Tyson. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. Yeah. She's like,
it'd be done.
Yeah.
It'd be
Dude,
done.
it's
So
wild.
back to the auto-suggestion book. The book is about how to program your mind to basically never have a day that you haven't had yet. So you basically walk into the day like you already had the day and basically assume that things are going to, like, I'm going to walk into tomorrow. You're either presupposing that you're going to get picked on at school or you're going to make up a story and says it's going to be better tomorrow. Or
what's going to happen wrong at work today?
Or I wonder what I'm going to be aware of today that I didn't see earlier that I can learn. So instead of jumping from, oh my God, they're going to stop bullying me, or oh my God, everyone's going to buy from me tomorrow, I wonder what I could notice tomorrow that I didn't know. Little teeny suggestions to yourself, auto suggestions.
Yes.
Little suggestions we can give ourselves. Like, by the time tomorrow's done, I will have noticed a couple of things about my business that I don't already know that'll make it easier down the road. Little things. And then your confidence comes, go, holy moly, I didn't realize when I paused before answering a question, I feel more confident. Whoa, what a win. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and that's another thing. I learned this, I was talking to Dan Martell about this, and Dan said, if you act polished, you just separated yourself from the whole world. And it's not like you didn't act stupid, but our own insecurity to actually have the answer and look good is a childish behavior that we want to look good, back to what the guy said about the PSYOPs. So and this is my analogy, if you take a look at life as like what's the biggest arena or stadium you've ever been to?
Arizona Cardinals, Dallas,
big,
Texas, Cowboys.
100,000 people, right?
Yeah.
Out of the 100,000 people, 95% of them are in the grandstands, second row, first row. Maybe 1,000 people are in the VIP. Nobody relates to the guys in the VIP. The people don't understand that there's a separate tunnel they go through. They don't understand anything. They couldn't even imagine meeting the players after the game.
Right.
You're talking to the guy up there. So the more relatable you are, the more simple you are, the bigger your business will be. The more sophisticated you sound, the more important you feel. You just alienated 95% of the world, and you just made people feel insecure, trying to make yourself feel good. So that is an insecure, childish behavior that we pick up to make other people feel good. So it's a way of dominating people. Because when you were a kid, you got picked on, or some weird thing happened to you as a kid, you want to feel important. So would you rather feel important, or would you rather be rich? And I like being rich.
So here's a humble slice of pie from what you said that I just talked to Nick about within the last 30 days. I wrote a book called 8 Phases to 8 Figures. How I did 8 figures in 40 months. Yep. Cool. How many people are doing 8 figures? 1%. 1% of all small business owners. There's 90,000 roofing contractors. Just roofing. Yeah. There's 90,000 roofing contractors in the country. 1% do over 8 figures. 1%. So I'm talking to, very, very, let's see, that's what, 900 people? Not even, it's less than 1,000 roofers can relate. So the other 89,000, right, can't relate. And so I was talking to Nick, he's like, you actually need to write a book called My First 7 Figures. Yeah. How many people are shooting for their first 7 figures? 95%. Because 4% are going from 7 figures to 8, and 1% do more than 8 in the blue collar space. So I'm talking about the relatability that you talked about. Like that 90, like I need to be like, hey, my first 7 figures. Because I did 7 figures in 5 months.
It's great.
From scratch.
That's amazing.
And so okay, well, walk me through it, because you're like, here's how to, get the yachts and all that stuff. It's like, but like, I'm just trying to get my little pontoon boat out at, Canyon Lake. It's like, talk to those guys. I want to go back real quick to what you talked about. Brandon Dawson. Yeah. Obviously, you've spoken on my stage with him multiple times. And I
think his wife was there too. Yeah.
Yeah, Natalie. And they live down the street from your new house.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
You're like 6 minutes away from each other.
I had no idea.
You're right there. But the point being is, he talks about no emotion in business. And it doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean to be an a-hole. It doesn't mean like
people take that wrong.
Yes. It doesn't mean you can't be emotional.
No.
It doesn't, but it means that when it comes to especially decision-making things, you cannot be emotionally triggered.
Don't be attached.
Right? And my buddy, I'll give a shout out to my buddy, Steve Valentine. He literally has it tattooed on his wrist. It says, pause, identify, respond. Mm-hmm.
That's my breathing again.
Well, once again, because then here we go. And something that really, really helped me is, because as business owners, we get all the psycho crazy stuff, the pissed off guys, the 1-star reviews, the ROC complaints. We get to deal with that as business owners. That's like our jam. That's where we come in. 99% of the time somebody calls me, or they're pissed, right? And I'm like, hey, put them on the phone. Mrs. Smith, you guys did, and they go off. And I listen and I agree. Okay, understand. Okay, so sorry to hear that. Okay. And I said, or even before they go off, I say, hey, and if I can do it beforehand, I try to. I'll even stop them. Hey, you know what? I'm actually wrapping up something. Can I call you back in 5 minutes? Not 6, not 4. I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I need to wrap up this one task I have right now. I'm distracted. I want to give you my full attention. Do I have your permission to call you back in 5 minutes? So I give you my full, undivided attention. Nobody's going to say no. I'm bad at this. I've done this like 7 times in the last 5-6 years. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, and they're like, sure, call them back. 5 minutes later.
Heats off.
They go from an 80 or an 8 or a 9 out of 10 to I think like you taught me this. Yeah. You literally taught me this like 2 years ago. And maybe maybe 5 years ago. But
We've known each other a long
I
time.
use it all the time. That's why I bring you on once a year.
It's 2026. I was
like, dude.
I was 2012.
Well, I need
5 years ago.
I need my Bernoff juice once a year. I like to come in, like give me some nuggets, and I got 12 months to
works,
implement them. Oh, dude, it is even Dory, because I had one yesterday. Yeah. Dory, my COO, I never try and have those phone calls by myself. I either record them or have a manager on the phone so they can hear what I'm doing, so that they can replicate.
Do you know what's going on the other end? So one of the things I almost like, if I were to tell you what was going on in the other, is it a gentleman that called or a lady?
It was a lady, okay. Becca. It was her name. Yeah.
You're either going to call from a guy with his wife standing next to him, yelling at him to go make the phone call, right. Or there was a 3-hour conversation at breakfast. They strategized how that call was going to go. They wrote it down. That dude's got notes in front of him. He's prepared, and you're caught off guard.
Yeah.
Like, you're about to lose. So all last night they didn't sleep. They're pissed off. They're bothered. They told their neighbor, their friend. They called an attorney.
Their day's screwed.
They're like, you are walking into, like, you had
Armageddon.
No idea. They've got 40 tanks, 900 stealth bombers, and you just picked up the phone.
Yeah.
So the only way they're going to get away from that stuff is to say, you know what? This is important to me, which says you're important. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to call you back. I want to give you my full attention. And then you call back and you just say, so pick me up. What's going on? They will never be able to say it as well the second time.
Ever.
Because the fired out is fired up. You just basically took Mike Tyson walking out to the ring, all fired up. And the guy comes out and, hold on a minute. There's a grease trap that broke. Mike, can you give us 9 minutes right now? Mike's going to go, okay.
Yeah. The sizzle goes away.
And then he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, the Texas Roadhouse, Outback Steakhouse, the steak, when it's sizzling, it's good, but 10 minutes later, it's a hockey puck.
Mastro's is not good the next day.
Yeah.
It's not good the next
Steak
day.
44, bro. It's
not good the next day.
So, but I remember learning one of those, and that's been something huge for me. So as a business owner, in the blue collar space especially, you're going to deal with those Karens, or even just like, dude, heaven forbid your sales guy makes a mistake, your production team makes a mistake, your back end, whatever. Like, you're going to have to deal with those phone calls and those pissed off people, and you have to train and practice with your team members and your managers of how to, if I'm not here, how would you take that conversation? That's why I record them.
Leave them better than you found them.
Yes.
And that's one of the rules that I have with everyone. I leave that complaint better.
Oh, so Dory about this when we leave. Yeah. Like, my goal is to be like, hey, would you be willing to leave a 5-star review? Don't forget, 10 minutes ago, they brought their tanks and their stealth bombers, and they're ready. State 48 is the biggest piece of shit. You guys suck. I don't even know why you're in the roofing industry. You should go kill yourself. Like this, there's some psycho. It's there, right? And in any industry, you're in dental, you're in medical, you're in law. It don't matter, dog. We all get it, right? But the point of it being is that my goal is like, okay, my goal is to hear. They want to feel seen and they want to feel heard. A lot of times you think like throw money at them or discount them, or they don't. 90% of the time, they don't even want that. This lady wanted $250 off. This is a $20,000 roof, by the way. $250 off because she had to get her own HVAC guy with her own crane to pull the unit off, and we put in a crane fee of $250. That's all she wanted. But she's like, I'm not paying my bill. I'm pissed. I want to talk to the owner.
I'm calling the commissioner.
Yes. Yeah, just psycho, right? Yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I call her, I said, hey, and I'm like, mother goes, I'm like, hey, and I love, once again, Michael Bernoff here. I'm teaching you what he taught me, damn it. And just
I love it. I'm happy you're influencing.
I want the 2.0 like this.
I'm going to give you something even better.
I want the and. Yes.
I'm going to give you the and.
Jason, what you're teaching is outdated. I'm going to give you the updated version of this.
So 2001.
Right. This is so COVID, right? Anyways, but the framing of people, when you call them, hey, here's how, and now I'm in charge. Hey, here's how this phone call is going to go. And true story, his name is Becca, older lady, super nice, by the way. But like, she wouldn't talk to my sales guy, my PM, my production manager, my CEO. She told them all to F off until she talked to me. So I talked to me. And I said, I framed it. I said, hey, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to let you go first. I want to hear the story. I don't care. And I said, I don't care if it takes 2 minutes or 20 minutes. I want to hear the story. I want to hear your frustrations. I want to hear what happened. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat in a Reader's Digest version of what happened to make sure I understood you correctly. Do I have your permission? Mm-hmm. Always ask for permission. Like, yes, cool. I said, then after I get that information, I might need to call you back to go do some research of, on the back end stuff, or I'm going to respond and let you know like a game plan and work on something. Is that okay with you? And they're like, yeah. So they know exactly what to expect Because what happens is we want to cut them off, right? And people hate being cut off. Struggle with my wife. Like, no joke, date night, over. I cut her off, we're going home. Cancel. Like, food's coming, boom, you cut me off, I'm out. I'll see you in the car.
Even mid-conversation.
Oh, mid-conversation. Yeah, she's like, you cut me off. Literally, her whole persona is like,
you invalidated her.
date night's great. Yep, this food's great. Cool. We're going home? Okay, bye. And before it was like, I love you, we're going to have sex. Like, this is this is the best steak ever. Like, flowers and dandelions and life's great. I cut her off. Boom. So I've worked on that.
And you have.
But it doesn't matter if it's with team members, with clients, with your spouse, with your kids. I caught myself doing this a couple of years ago with my kiddos too. I'd cut them off, and now they don't want to. They wouldn't talk to me or talk to me as often. Like because, and Heidi would sit there as non-biased third party. You cut them off, bro. They don't want to talk to you because whatever you say, you're trumping whatever they're saying because you won't shut the fuck up and listen to them.
I'll give you a thought on that. Dr. Phil, when I was at an event recently, Dr. Phil, a little small group of us was there, and he said, if you don't let your kids tell you the little things, they're never going to tell you the big things.
Oof.
So you got to listen about that dumb stuff. They got a dandelion, and it died. You got to listen because they're not going to tell you that Jimmy's selling drugs at school down the road. So you better be very careful, parents.
Okay.
Listen to the little things.
So when it comes to that customer being hot, coming in, guns blazing,
Yep.
and being able to bring them down to a 5 when they're at an 8 or a 9 or a 10. You and I both know nothing good is going to happen at the 8 or 9 or 10. You have to coach them on the phone, maybe in person if you're lucky, to get them from an 8 or a 9 or a 10 down to a 5. Because at 5, that's where logic happens. That's where good, solid decision making happens. At 8, 9, or 10, that's domestic violence. Cops hate domestic violence because they don't know what they're getting themselves
Everyone's
into.
angry. Okay, so let's just ask a question. In your life, out of the 9 or 10 people that you have in your house, okay, at any given moment, right? Who does this client truly remind you of when they're calling up?
What do you mean?
When this client calls upset, out of all the people in your house, your wife, any of your kids, you don't have to name them by name.
Sure.
Yourself. Obviously, it's not you because you wouldn't act that way. Who do they remind you of?
My 9-year-old daughter.
Okay. What if we were to realize that there's 3 modes people go into, and this is the 2.0 part. And this I've been teaching to companies for years. I give credit to Eric Bernoff for his work, transactional analysis, but I've taken it times 10. Every time you talk to a person, you're either talking to a parent, a child, or an adult. When you're dealing with a child and you act like a child with them, all you're going to do is just make a mess. If you act like an adult to a child, you're not going to pay attention because they're never going to be it. What you need to be is their parent. And what I mean by that is you need to take charge of what's actually happening. So I want you to remember when somebody calls all fired up, you're not talking to an adult, you're not talking to a parent. You're talking to somebody that is an unhinged little child that's not getting what it is they want at that very moment. So you've got to realize they're not doing anything wrong. They're like a 9-year-old. So how do you treat a 9-year-old? You have to listen. If you want your kid, they just got to get it out. Like your 9-year-old, you got to listen, correct? Yeah. But then you also got to be the parent. So you could be in the middle of a conversation with Heidi and everything's going great. And she might say to you, so Jason, why'd you pick that belt tonight? You're like, well, what do you mean? And then you become a child. And then an only way to get you out of that and to get you back to 2 adults having a conversation, she'd say, Jason, stop. I just asked a question. And then she becomes the parent. And what I mean by that is 2 children are never going to make the conversation work. So when the 2 fools arguing, there's always 2 fools arguing. So there's the parent, the adult, and the child. Business runs good when there's 2 adults having a conversation.
Sure.
But when your person starts complaining, well, I'm not getting a raise and someone owes me, and they start gossiping around, that is not an adult anymore. That is a child. So in order to get them out of child, you need to be a parent. And you need to go over to them, have the courage to say, listen, Jim, I realize you're upset. I know that you've spoken to Heidi and Bill and Johnny that you're upset you're not getting paid. Obviously, you're not happy. Who talks that way? A freaking parent, somebody that needs to take charge. It's a parent, what's going on? Sure. And then you direct them. So 90% of our problems goes, you got a 5-year-old on the phone. How do you deal with a 5-year-old? You hear them out and you redirect them. Yeah. That's it. That's one
of Heidi's favorite words that I've learned. Redirect.
Redirect.
Yeah.
What we usually do is when we argue, why do we argue? When you argue, there's always 2 fools arguing, period. So you got to remember arguing is never going to win. And remember the mafia thing.
And no solution.
Remember the mafia. You've seen Sopranos?
Sure.
My favorite show. Best business show in the world. The best business show. You get your competition. You go.
I need to rewatch it with like a business mindset.
You should watch it with business mindset. They walk in and go, Jimmy, what's going on? How are you? We're going to show you this thing. Make you feel safe. Nobody wants them. And they'll go anywhere with you.
Yeah.
If they feel safe.
Get in the van.
If you look scary, they ain't getting in the van. So our version is not the van. It's a happy place. It's not a bad place. So we want to get them happy again. We got to make them feel comfortable. Get people comfortable because they're already uncomfortable. You don't want to make them more uncomfortable. You want to let them talk it out. So anyways, there's my 2.0.
I love that. Yeah, and like I said, I learned that years ago, and I still teach it every single day. Like I said, and
did you learn it, or you decided to use it years ago? And that's what I love about you. You don't learn. You decide to use. You might call it learning. You're not a learner. You're a user.
Dude, I have PTSD from my uncle.
Yeah,
like going to all these conferences and all this stuff. When we come back, like didn't learn anything, didn't implement.
Like Amway events?
We call it FTI, failure to implement.
What were they?
It drives me nuts.
What kind of events?
Funny enough, Howard Partridge.
Okay.
You know Howard Partridge? Yeah. His 3 plane thingies or whatever. Yeah. And this is like 15 years ago, right? And I remember going to one of those and we came back and like nothing happened. And I'm here taking notes. And I'm like, I implemented these 3 things, but I didn't see the vision being implemented from going to X. I don't care if it's a lunch. I don't care if it's an in-town 2-hour seminar, an online webinar. It doesn't matter.
Amazing events you throw here.
Yeah. But I always tell people, I'm like, dude, if you came here, I was like, write down 3 things.
Yep. Use them.
Write down 3. You're going to learn. You're going to get 50 nuggets, especially with multiple speakers. You're going to get 20 things from Bernoff. You're going to get 10 things from me. You name it, right? It's like, dude, you need to take no more than 3 things. Yep. Because you're going to start all 16. One. You're not going to finish any of them, and you're coming back here. And I don't want you in the exact same spot here in 12 months. If you have, I have failed you as an event host.
Yep.
And it fucking pisses me off.
Yep. That's mad.
When you come back 12 months later, and you're in the exact same shit. You're still an addict. You're still doing the same stupid crap with your spouse. You're still making the same amount of money. You're still struggling with that same one thing. Like, dude, implement even if it's just one thing really, really well over the next 90 days.
So what I would take with that, you just got angry right there, which is the child. I just want to be really clear.
Yeah.
I think that's the adult, but I'm waiting to start. The key that I've been learning, and I'm working on this, so this is coming from, don't watch me too closely, I'm still working on this.
Sure.
Is to go, okay, got it. There must be, he doesn't understand this. And maybe we're wanting to be goal people and they're task people. So when someone brings you a project and it's shit, you got to say, great, okay, good. You got the tiles on the roof and you want it all laid perfectly. You wanted the layman, you want it all done right. Sure. And it's just done. Got it. Okay, good. So you got it to here. Now let's talk about what the next step is. So potentially you've got a room full of people that do not understand what you're saying and what that actually would look like when it's finished, the assignment.
Sure.
You get this?
Yep.
Accountability. So here's what I mean by that. I want you to take one thing, whether you use it or not, I want you to remember, I want you to notice somebody using or you using or how it would be better if you used it and giving them a little assignment. Because remember, they just need the next task. Yeah. They will become more confident, like in a video game. Remember Mario the first time you played? You got killed by the freaking mushroom the first time. You didn't know what to do. Yep. Immediately. That eventually you go jump, land on the thing, and then like eventually you beat the first round, and then now you could do it frigging, show your kids and beat it in 1 second. Right. That's where confidence comes from.
Love it.
So I call out the kid all the time because I call it on myself. When I get fired up, I'm being a baby.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm being an adult.
Yeah. Ego and all that stuff. Okay. So I want you guys, I'm going to have Michael teach us technique that I love and I use on a daily basis in sales. Doesn't matter if you're blue collar or not. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be work at Verizon. This technique is absolutely amazing because it's there's just so many good things about it. So I call it the how much time are we working with technique, because in roofing, big ticket, right?
We're sitting at their table. Are we on the phone or what are we doing?
Well, it's normally you walk up to the door, knock, say hi, talk to them.
Cool.
You don't go to straight to 99% of the time. I don't even go straight to the dinner table because I don't know who you are. Like I'm not like you're one of 3 roofing bids. I'm not late in my fucking house. I don't know who you are, right? So we're gonna start at the door. Do I know, like, and trust you? And then the first 30 seconds, then I'll even let you get up on my roof. And then if I like you after that and you add value and educate me, then I'm going to let you into my house and to my dinner table to have a conversation about me giving you $25,000 for a roof. That is a process.
Yes.
And we don't know how much time they have. They have an internal timer of me as a roofer, as a salesman coming to your house, of how much time I'm going to. I called you. This isn't cold calling, right? So I'm
annoying you.
You have a roofing issue.
Yeah.
And you called me.
Yep.
And I'm at your house.
Yep.
But I don't know, unless I ask the right questions in the right order, of how much time you have, your internal alarm clock or timer you have, of how much time I'm going to give Jason Payne at State 48 Roofing to educate me, tell me, show me, give me pricing, close me, whatever. We don't know how much time we're working with.
Yeah. So this is an interesting thing. So
Because we don't close the deal and we get pissed at our sales guys, don't close the deal.
Yep.
Because like they only had 30 minutes and you spent 45. No, they hate you because you wasted their time.
we've got to figure that out in advance. So I'm going to add to this.
This guy, I'm telling you, this could be its own podcast. We're going to do it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, this is like, if you truly can understand this, you respect people's time, you'll get an invite back to the dinner table, or you'll be able to, there's like 3 different, like I call them guard gates that you can break through where they might tell you have 30 minutes, but if they like you, all of a sudden you can be there for an hour and a half and they love you anytime you leave with a contract.
Yes. So I'm going to preface this with something that I don't think I've shared in the past. I've learned a lot over time. I've always wanted to get better and I'm practicing things. So I realize that unless someone's done something before, they don't have a neuro pathway to do it. So if this person just bought the home, has never bought a roof before, and never bought a $20,000 fridge, never cut a check for 25 grand, never done that before, they are literally missing a neuro pathway. Like there's nothing you're going to say, like they don't know how to wake up today and stroke a $25,000 check with $12,000 downward today. They just it's missing in their brain.
And context on the roofing side, I'm being selfish and use the roofing game here, right? Because the principle goes for anybody, but we're going to go roofing here.
Yep.
The average homeowner buys one roof their entire life.
So they have no context.
This isn't like buying a car or like buying a cell phone. Like this is it's a one-off.
So we've got to know that in advance. And I'm going to explain that here in a minute. Number 2 is we have to understand, do they understand who we are and what we actually represent? And I don't mean the name of your company.
Who we are, what we represent.
What we represent to them in their world. Okay. So, and number 3 is what do they actually want? So no matter what you're selling, if we have 3 jars that need to get filled, if I fully know what someone wants, if they've done this prior. So if I'm selling coaching to somebody, if they've never had a coach, even played sports as a kid, never stroke a check for a mastermind, never been anything like that, we're starting at 0. Like you don't get 25 grand. Like I mentioned something to you earlier about podcasts. If I told you how much, I've done something like that before, no big deal. It's not that much. I'll do it. No big deal. If someone's never done it before, they actually are unable to do it until we can future educate them. So this is the problem. You walk in, never bought a roof before, have no context for you, and they actually don't even know what they want. So our job is to facilitate in a short period of time to know, for them to recognize what they want, see us in the light that would be best to see us in. Correct? Right. We're like knocking on a door. It's no different than missionary work. You knock on a door is a different, like, why are we here? Like, what is the purpose of being here?
Sure.
And the third thing is, have they done this before? So when I work with somebody, and let's say we had an appointment or anything, I would ask them, so Gary, and I say it like this. So before we even get started, how much time are we working with? And the reason I say we is it is
so good. Trigger words, guys. Pay attention. We.
How much time are we working with? And they're going to give you a time. And let's say, well, I got about 30 minutes. Great. Why don't we just do like 25? And if you want to use the other 5, you can. You've just given somebody a win asking them for something. So if they say, well, I got about 45 minutes, so, let's take like 38. If we need to, like, I believe we can move through this pretty quickly. You know more about this than I do.
I've heard this on your presentation. Like, hey, we have 60 minutes. I'm only use 45. And you guys, if you guys want to talk about like Q&A or like go 15 minutes, we can do it. Is that okay?
I'm taking less.
Yes.
Okay. Then, and I believe this is the direction you want me to go, is we need to figure out how they see us and what it is that we do. So I would say, before we even get started, I want to use your time wisely. How familiar are you with State 48 and what we actually do and what we're doing out in the community? And odds are they're going to say they're not. Yeah. So, okay, great. Well, let me just tell you real quickly. If all you're looking for is a roofing company, you can Google that stuff all day long. We made it our mission to not just be an average roofing company. We do much more than that. We're a small family-based business out here in Gilbert right now. Mm-hmm. We're in Gilbert, Arizona. We're a small family-based business in Gilbert. And we do a multitude of things. We put the highest level roofs on people's homes. Number 2 is we make certain that we are mind readers because we need to know things that you didn't know about the home because it's probably been built prior to you being here. We are part coach that we're going to coach you through with the best options for you. We're part educators. We're part big brothers and sisters because nobody wants to buy a roof. Nobody wants to fix a roof. Nobody woke up this morning and wanted to do this. So we're a little bit of everything. So again, if all you want is a roofing company, that's an option, but we do so much more because we're going to do those things. We're going to coach them through that stuff. And then I'm going to say, before we even get started, have you ever fixed or got a new roof before.
Yeah. History.
And I need to know that. So if I ask you that question, let's just pretend you're a new home buyer. Have you ever purchased a roof or anything before? Or fixed one? Let's pretend.
No, not a roof.
Got it. So there's a lot that goes into it. You obviously know you need one, right?
Sure.
Can I tell you what the roof is? It is the number one most important thing to protect the value of your entire home. Everything comes from up there, whether it's rain or hail or wind, and it keeps the roof over people's heads. So when we wake up in the morning, that is the most important thing we do. So the biggest thing our company does is we want to protect this incredible asset that you have as effectively as possible. So everything we do is about protecting the current asset and the future value of the asset. So whether you work with me or someone else, if they're not saying those words, asset, you're working with a company that's just looking to get you a deal and wants to get you in and out. So the reason I bring that up is I want them to see me as the truth. So if I'm working with real estate agents, I would say to them, if all you want is a real estate agent, go to Google. But we're part mind reader, part therapist. Like, I need to know the home you're going to want in 3 years, not the one now. Now you got a 9-year-old, you got a playroom. You're eventually going to need a teen room. So we're going to move from one to the other. So we need to think that stuff through. So there's a lot more that goes into this than just fixing a roof. There's a lot of conversations. It's all simple stuff, but because you've never done it before, part of the process is a little bit of education. And so let me ask you, how important is protecting the financial asset you have at this house? Are you planning on this place becoming more valuable and having it for a long period of time and getting a big check one day?
Yeah.
So the reason I do this is I need to facilitate that. So I would also come in and go, listen, there's 3 parts to our process. Number one is I'm going to need to know what you want. Like, are we playing the fix it game or are we playing the increase home value game? And we could do both. We just need to know.
Yeah.
That helps you understand what they want.
Yeah.
I think people are scared to ask questions because once they see what fix it price is versus new, they're probably going to go to new if they could scare them. But then we have to educate the gap, correct?
Sure.
Is this the part you wanted me to discuss? Is this the part you wanted me to bring up?
Yes.
Okay. And so I ask how much time we're working with. The other part of the process is when 3 things are true, the 4th automatically becomes true. So if I told you, hey, listen, when you go to Pecos today,
Can I get people to say yes? Get them to say yes.
You're not even a real yes. It's like an internal yes. I said, when you turn on Pecos today, you're going to notice a bunch of traffic cones out there that you didn't see. Let's pretend you never left here and you went out and you saw them. Like, man, that's true. I said, you know what's interesting is tomorrow morning when you wake up, Tesla stock's going to go up 50%. Let's say it went up 50%. Let's just say it did. And then I said, careful making a turn on Maine tomorrow, on Gilbert on Maine, because there'll be car accidents. Let's say all 3 of those things happened. You would say, well, dude, if those 3 things are true, I must just agree with the 4th thing. I don't know why it is, but I'll do it right now in front of you, and then I'm going to show you how this process works. I would say, Jason, we've been sitting here a long time. You got a hat. I didn't wear one today. I appreciate the box you gave me out there. That's why things are good. You just agreed to nothing. Nothing's good. We don't know it, but you agree with the 3rd thing. So I said, hey, we both got water, been here for a while, been shooting the podcast. I know it's going to go well. And you're going to be like, it's going to go well. And we're presupposing. So what I tell people is I find how much time they're working with. I ask them how familiar they are with our process. I tell them a little bit about the company and say, listen, we got a very simple, it's a 4-step process. And it's so easy to decide how this thing works. So can I just share with you a little bit about the State 48 4-step process? Do you mind if I share it?
So use a number.
On purpose.
And yes for permission.
It'll take me 60 seconds for me to explain our entire process. Can I do that?
Yes.
It's like being on a water slide. Remember when Big Sur, what was the water park we had out here in Mesa when we were kids?
Sunsplash.
Sunsplash. We'd go down there were the 2 slide, the wedgie slide, and the other slide. You all wind up in the same pool.
Right.
I want them in the pool of decision making. So I'm going to say to them, listen, I got a very simple 4-step process. Can I share it with you? That's great. Well, step 1 is I need to make sure we get along. We're a very big relationship-based business. We're building a relationship with the pool, with your house, with the roof, whatever it is. We're building this relationship that we need to do. Number 2 is I want to find out what you're looking for, because if I don't know what you want, this is impossible. I tell you all about our company, but like you literally could be like, hey, can you just go up there with some orange paint? You might be one of those people who want
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal. You might want that. And literally, I got a guy that'll do it.
Yeah.
Number 3 is I'll show you the options: fix, repair, upgrade. You see what I just did? You guys never had the 3rd option: fix, repair, upgrade. It's a big word, not new, upgrade. It's never a new roof, it's an upgrade. And the fourth step is you could pick which one's best for you. So I figure we would talk for a couple minutes. I'd find out what you've done in the past. I'll find out about you, what you're going on, what you want to do with this home. And then step two, can I find out what you're looking for? So I'm basically telling them that we're going to have a process. So 4 steps. The first step is you ask them, can you tell them the 4? But the fourth step is they get to pick. One more time. Make sure we get along, because this is a very important project. If we don't get along, we're going to be in your home for 10 days. We have to get along.
Right.
I need to know what matters to you and what doesn't matter to you. Number 2 is I want to find out what you're looking for. And this is where we ask questions. What's not perfect yet? What have you noticed? What would you like to see happen? Would you like your home to be more valuable in the future? What do you want? Because I might put the metal on if it needs to be more valuable. I might put 20 year versus 10, right?
Right.
Third step is I want to find out, I'll show you our options, and then you get to pick. Remember, not we pick, you get to pick. Have you heard me cover that part before?
No.
You get where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
I've covered that. That's responsible for a few $1 billion in sales in real estate and in the financial planning world, as well as the blue collar world, because any company can use it.
Sure.
And anybody can say, we got a simple 4-step process. And you walk people through what's going to happen. But the first step is, how much time are we working with? Ask for the time, ask for less. They'll give it back to you if you need it.
And I remember you also mentioning when you taught this years ago, was when you ran out of time, something along the lines of, hey, we're out of time.
Yep.
Can we come back to the dinner table type deal, reschedule an appointment,
or can we borrow? Can I borrow another 5 minutes? Borrow. Don't ask for more. Yeah. Can I borrow 5 minutes? Or you know what? I want to respect your time. We did our 35 minutes here right now, or we did our 32 minutes. I just want to respect that, because now you're a man of your word. Respect 28 minutes. Yep. Can we pick up where we left off and schedule our next time to do this? And we could talk a little further and continue the conversation. Not follow up, continue the conversation. Nobody wants to follow up.
Yeah.
Follow up means I'm going to close your ass.
Don't understand that. Yeah.
No, continue.
Yeah.
That's a big part of the puzzle.
So good. So good. Yeah, because I mentioned the history, right? How much time are you working with?
Yep.
History of have you ever done this project before?
Have you ever done that?
A part 2 to that you taught me was, have you ever done a project like this before?
Bingo.
Have you ever, because I've never done a $25,000 roof, but I've done a $10,000 bathroom.
So you put a pool in the backyard? I'm going to tell you there's a fraction of that. I'm just going to tell you, you did a pool. I know pools go for these days. It's a fraction of it. And I'm also going to tell you it is the number one thing a real estate agent is going to ask is, when was the roof done?
Yes.
And when you get to say 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years ago, your home just went up in value, it'll sell faster. Bingo. Nobody wants to replace one. You're going to replace it anyways. It's cheaper now.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You're either going to lose value on your home.
And less stress, because when you go to sell your house, you're not negotiating a freaking roof.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
How long do you plan on staying in the house?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Because that will dictate, we're doing a 2-year Band-Aid. Like I said, we're gonna fix it, or we're gonna repair it, or we're gonna invest.
We only do 3 things. We fix, right?
Band-Aid.
We can replace, or we can upgrade. I think everyone needs to add the third option. When you add a third option, they'll land on the middle. I don't believe your industry is doing that. And I believe they should, because especially if you're near Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, Brentwood, wherever you are. Folks, there is someone in your town that would like an upgrade because they've got an ego. They sit in the better seats. I want someone listening right now is going to message us after this show. You can find me. You tell me you did this, you're going to close a bigger deal. Upgrade. Upgrade is, you're on a 10, I'm going to move you to a 20. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I believe we need to start saying that. We only do 3 things: repair, replace, or upgrade. I think we have to practice offering it to people. And I believe that's a big thing. So you offer, and dude, at worst comes to worst, they fall in the middle. It's where you're going to get them anyways. Yeah. But upgrade, if you offer me the upgrade, I'm pretty sure I'll take the upgrade. Yeah. But if you don't offer me the upgrade, their place, I'll just take their place.
Yeah. And if you don't offer it, the answer is they will never say yes to it.
Bingo.
And like you said, some people will get it just like I said, social status, social flex. It's a real thing.
Yep.
What did Sally get next door?
Yep.
The referral.
Yep.
What did they go with? Yep. Dude, so Agritopia, heard of Agritopia?
Yep.
Right here?
Yep.
Little 350 houses, mega keeping up with the Joneses, psycho. And they use it all the time. What did they get? Oh, well, they went with the middle.
John went with the upgrade.
They went with the middle upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the upgrade is a couple of bucks more.
Yeah.
The benefit of the upgrade is the home value. It really depends how valuable you want your home to be.
And it's a transferable warranty and yada, yada, yada. So it's so good. So good.
That's a big word today, upgrade.
Upgrade.
It's sexy. I want the upgrade. Dude, nobody walks past first class on a plane and goes, losers.
Yeah.
No one has ever walked back.
I don't want that. Even if it was gifted to me, I don't want that.
Bullshit. Yeah. Get off the plane quicker.
Yeah.
More leg room. You don't have to sit next to someone that smells.
Yeah.
They smell less in first class.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe
And how does it make you feel?
it feels great.
How does it make you feel sitting on one of the three?
Yeah.
And you're like this. How does it make you feel?
Yeah. You don't enjoy
Have you ever, and the other part is they've never tasted it either.
Yep.
That's like, so those home renovations, those projects, all those type of things, a lot of people that we assume, because we just sell roofs all day. We sell $20,000 roofs. We do 15 roofs a week.
That's great.
Full roofs. We do 50 repairs a week.
That's amazing.
With the 15 full roofs, we as sales guys, we assume that whatever we're selling, that people will buy it all the time.
Yep.
But big ticket stuff, AC, how often do you replace your AC units in your house? Once?
Yep.
Twice if you die there, right? So like I said, it's a one-time thing, and you've probably never done it before.
Yep.
And they're $10,000 to $15,000, right? I started an HVAC company too.
Oh, good for you.
But the point of it being is, we have to go back and realize that some people have never spent $25,000.
They've never done it before.
They've never spent that amount of money
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
So like I said, you're uncharted, the blue ocean strategy.
Yep.
They've never been on this side of the ocean. They've never been to Bora Bora and seen clear water. They've been to San Diego, the shit water over there, right? Like but you have to navigate and walk them through that, and asking those great questions of like, when's the last time you did a project in your home, and how much did it cost? So you can see like, this is my third remodel. Oh, dude, they know the process.
Yep.
So you can navigate. It's a different process for us as the sales guy on how to navigate that, right?
I'll give you an example. Like the last thing I'll say is you take the Cutco salesman.
Sure.
A Cutco salesman or a person that sells pans and stuff door to door. They go to the wealthy neighborhoods, and you would think, they go to the wealthy neighborhoods because they can afford it. Not true. In the wealthy neighborhood, they've made a purchase like that prior. That is the part people don't understand. Afford can be, dude, you could live in a modest home and have bought all kinds of like first class tickets and all kinds of stuff like that. When you walk in a home and you see they have a Sub-Zero fridge, they have fancy cookware.
Yeah.
And they've got a $3,000 ice machine and a Wolf grill.
Yeah.
Okay. These people,
Viking.
That's what, not Wolf. Wolf's the thing. So a Viking grill, they can drop $2,000 on knives. They've done it before.
Yeah.
So the done it before is again why we get frustrated, because the guy that leaves an event that never used the technique before, has never done it before. Why we get frustrated with our children, they have no neural pathway, which means there is no map. Never have done it before. So if you've never made seven figures, you have no map. And that's the thing. So we've got to say to people, like, let me ask you, have you point blank ever repaired, purchased, or upgraded a roof ever in your life? No, great. Have you been around when your parents did? I was. When I was a kid, my parents did. Got it. So you've lived through it. You know it's only 5 or 6 days.
And relatability, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've done a roof? Cool. Okay, now we can relate, because when I mentioned the verbiage and then this, or have you got any other quotes yet?
Yep. Did you play sports when you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you play?
Football and baseball.
Did you have a coach?
Oh, yeah.
Good coach?
Fucking great coach.
What'd you like about that good coach?
He was no bullshit.
What was his name?
Jesse Parker.
Okay. Do you mind
winningest football coach in Arizona history.
Do you mind if I act like Jesse, give you no BS right now?
Yeah.
Your roof's got a year. I'm going to be like Jesse right now. Your roof's got a year. We either can do it now or a year, or you can use somebody else. I just want to get it out of the way. You do like no BS, right?
No BS.
I just became Jesse.
Yeah.
See how fast I just did that?
Well, and you just took like all my emotions back to that day. Now I'm like,
nostalgia.
No,
it's
our
a whole
friends.
other technique. It's called nostalgia.
Yeah.
So I literally brought back where you were prior. So, and you want to become their coach. You don't want to become a salesman.
Right.
So let me ask you, do you like sports?
Love sports.
Did you play when you were a kid?
Yes.
So do you have a coach that you liked?
Yes.
I want you to look at our company, because this is the way Jason Payne runs the company. Is he runs the company as a coach, and he wants us to coach you through this process. Purchasing is a coaching thing. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to educate you, and then you'll know more about this when I'm done than we do. I'm also going to know you know more about what you want for your home than I do. So you got to educate me, and you got to coach me. We're going to coach each other. I'm going to learn about you. You're going to learn about me. Now we framed it. No more salesmen. We're coaches.
Yeah.
That easy.
And the barriers just adios. Nunzo.
They're going to leave, and you know what they're going to say? Man, I want to refer you to this guy, man. He's not a salesman. He's a coach. Now they're walking around telling you a coach.
Yeah.
I dare you to do it. Anybody.
Coach.
We're
a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm a sales manager. No, I'm a coach. What
Yeah, just say our company, we're very sports related, big pictures of Kobe and all that. Do you like sports? Now, let's say they don't like sports. Got it. You ever had a teacher you really liked?
Yeah.
I did. Great. What'd you like about them? Well, they laid everything out. They let me make decisions. Great. I'm going to be a lot like Mr. Kraft. think of me as a teacher, not as a roof salesman. You see me as a roof salesman, this won't be fun at all.
Yeah.
I just
You
changed
see
the
me as a coach and you hated baseball and you hated hockey and whatever, like you're going to not get the deal because your analogy sucked because you didn't relate. You got to figure out what it is.
Bingo.
Guys, Michael Bernoff here. Holy balls. Love every time we get a chat. And it's not very often. I mean, we have little one-on phone calls. But getting you in here, man, I love it. You know Tom Hopkins?
Yeah.
He's coming.
Tom.
He's coming.
Senior?
Senior.
Nice.
I
haven't seen him in years.
He's
Tell him I
retired.
said hi.
He's my roofer.
Really?
I'm his roofer.
You're his coach.
I'm his coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, hey.
How much would he like, say, Tom, I know you've been in the coaching business for years. How about I coach you through this process?
Yeah.
He would give you the full reins, wouldn't he?
Oh, yeah. He'd be like, yep, lay it out.
He's great. How to Master the Art of Selling. Everybody deserves to have that book. It's still great. Golden Hour, Protect Your Golden Hour.
He's come to speak April 21st.
Does he still live in Scottsdale?
So in Scottsdale. Yep.
He's got a kid too. Tom Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a kid. He's like 50s.
Oh, yeah. He's older. He's way
Older
older
than me. Yeah. 60s.
Yeah. But, work on his roof. And I said, hey, I was like, dude. And so we're talking, once again, asking the right questions. So I had to talk about personal development.
Yep.
He just, all of a sudden, everything is like, all the sales stuff, like, whoa, throw it out. And he's like, personal development, huh? I was like, oh, yeah. And Grant Cardone, blah, blah, blah. He's like, come here. Shows me a picture of him standing next to Grant.
He's
on
Grant,
his wall.
40. He's Grant 50 years ago.
50 years ago, yeah.
He was OG.
Yep.
It was him,
Unless
Earl
you're-
Nightingale, Jim Rohn,
Yes.
Earl Schoaf,
Brian Tracy,
Dennis Waitley.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Dude,
Yeah.
Dennis is good.
But
POW.
you're talking like 80s and they finished in the 90s. They didn't even make it to the thousands because the Grants, the Hermoses, the Martells, all those right? It's like years are 2000 plus.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was like, if you're truly in the, like, if you go back like OG training,
Oh, dude, he's the best.
I
I used to listen to him at Mesa Community College when I got asked to not come back to ASU for a little bit because I wasn't good at school. I used to listen on these blue headphones. I took a sales class. It was a Tom Hopkins class. We studied his book and listened to his audios, him and Zig.
I was about 50 of his books.
Amazing.
Dude. Okay. So as we wrap this up, one, Michael Bernoff on Instagram, Facebook.
Yep, easy. Michael Bernoff, YouTube, Instagram. Instagram's great.
Your book is on Amazon.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, anything, yep.
Super easy read.
Yep.
Super easy read.
Average sucks.
Dude, and I have given it to multiple youth because if you can start them young in that mindset of like average sucks, like dude, don't do what your parents, unless your parents are like psycho, right? The word, unless they're psycho and freaks, 99% of them aren't. The ones that are, you know who Michael Bernoff is. But the ones that don't, like it is, I'm saying it's very youth friendly. Like teenagers, my 11-year-old has it on his bookshelf.
It's
like
an easy read.
Easy read.
And it makes you not play small.
Yes, and it makes you think bigger from a younger age. Your number one takeaway, 90 seconds. Your number one takeaway and advice you would give to a blue collar small business owner that's doing anywhere from $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month in revenue, right? Anywhere from 250K to 1.5 mil, 95% of America in the blue collar world, and they're in the grind. They're probably married, have a couple kiddos, and they are just going ham. What advice would you give to them?
So they're busy all the time. They don't have a minute for themselves. Okay.
Like they're 60 hours by Wednesday.
Got it. So first off, you're doing great. You've already
give yourself a freaking pat on the back, right?
You're doing great, and you're doing incredibly well. There's nothing you need to do anymore to be who it is that you are. Yet I'm going to ask you to check in on something. And the challenge that most of us have is we actually became who we wanted to be, and we forgot about it. So about 5 years ago when you started, you probably would have dreamed to get to this place, right? Like they're in a good place. They got a cash flow. They got a little extra money. They're grinding. Their business working. They got 9 guys working for them. They're doing good. I would take off the blue collar. I'd stop calling it blue collar, and you got to put on the thinking hat right now. And I want you to think a little differently for a couple seconds and ask yourself, I want you to look in the mirror and go, who am I today, and what does the person I have today want? Because I believe that your life is being controlled by who you were 5 years ago, 7 years, 10 years ago when you put that business in place that said I wanted to get here. First pat on the back, say, good job, I got here. Next step is look in the mirror. You're a 35, 40-year-old guy. You're married. You got 6 guys that work for you. You're a leader now. You're making things happen. What can that guy do? And by contracting that guy, we understand contracts, but contracting that guy to do the things that you need to do, that's going to make the difference. So I want you to take 15 minutes today, and I want you to figure out who you are today, not who you were. And I want you to go, dude, I got here. I'm here. Dude, if you made it to 6 figures, you did what Jim Rohn says, walk away from the 97%. It's gone. You're there. You're in the 3%. I know you want to get to the 9%. What can the man or woman you are today do? And I want you to have that guy make some decisions of what you're going to do. Not who you used to be, not compared to the Joneses. What can this new guy that got his heart ripped out, that got his feet kicked in, that started to put a nail gun through his foot once or twice, does that make sense? Yep. That made it to the hospital and back, that dealt with the lawsuit, that dealt with the thing, that dealt with the caved-in roof, that did all that stuff. What can that guy do? And dude, that guy's 10,000 times more powerful than you realize. Contract that guy for the next 5 years, and I promise you'll get what you want quickly.
Love having you. And I always leave a better dad, better husband, better business owner, and always ready to take that next step. So appreciate
You're doing it, man. And be proud, buddy. You've done some big things.
We're trying.
You're not trying, you're doing.
We're doing.
You may not be where you want to be, but if you look at where you were, you've come far.
Oh.
And
when you're saying that, right, you take me back, and I'm like, this guy, like.
You even just think about where you were 10 years ago.
Yeah.
What you've done with your marriage, most people wouldn't figure that out. I watched you guys. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think of the things you've created and the babies and the time and the 71 people. Next time we talk, it'll be 200 people working with you.
Yeah.
God willing.
Cool. All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Great stuff.
Adios.